Is man's search for something truly religious simply an extension of his eternal acquisitiveness, or is it something entirely different? Not a reaction, but a deep fundamental movement towards an ultimate reality. Is man's search for something truly religious simply an extension of his eternal acquisitiveness, selfishness, or is it something entirely different? Not a reaction, but a deep fundamental movement towards an ultimate reality. This is a very complex question. Let's go into it carefully. Why do we search? Why do we seek something? We're always seeking. Why? Is it that we are so utterly discontent with everything that we touch, see, smell, feel? Is it our search is really deeply for satisfaction? We may call it search for truth, search for God, search for happiness, search for this or that. But is it that we are all seeking some kind of deep, abiding contentment, satisfaction, in one form or another? You might call it God, you might call it truth, give it any other name one likes. Is it that we want an abiding, lasting, unshakable contentment, some deep security? And is there ultimately security and contentment? What is security? Let's examine it, please, together. What is security? We need to have security physically, to have a roof, clothes, food. That is absolutely essential. But in an overpopulated world, that's becoming still lacking. If you go to the eastern countries, Africa or India or those countries, there are 15 million people are born every year, adding to the population in India. 15 million people every year. That is as much as the population of Holland. Every year is added. Governments are inept to control, birth control, and all the rest of it. And also the problem there is the religious. They believe in reincarnation, and their souls are waiting to be reborn. So don't, you understand? Give as many births as possible. And those people have no security at all, physically. India is having nearly 700 million people. The overpopulation in Europe too. And we are all seeking security. Security physically. And that too is being denied in the affluent societies like Europe and America, because they're also preparing for war. They talk about having physical security. There are some of them, or the majority of them, have physical security, but always there is the threat of war that denies physical security. National division prevents security. That is, this tribalism is preventing security. And also, we want intellectual or psychological security. The churches throughout the world, their temples, mosques, give you psychological security. At least they think they give it to you. The book, you know, all that. And is there psychological security at all? Please, let's talk it over together. One needs psychological security to depend on something, to possess something that is unbreakable. So we invent a belief. Belief in God, belief in something or other. It's invented by thought. And that invention we think is necessary to be secure. I am a Christian, I believe in a Savior, I worship, I hold on to that. And they do the same in India, all over the world, with their own particular form of belief and faith. And when you look at it closely, intellectually even, and if you look at it much more deeply, it is fear. Fear of not being anything. Fear of losing what your experiences, your values, all that. And we hold on to something that is illusory. Now, a man or woman, when we use the word man, the woman is included, please don't let's become women's lib and all the rest of it. When man seeking security finds some kind of thing, however illusory, however neurotic, he clings to it. And you will fight for it, kill for it. You've seen all this. So, is there any security at all, psychologically? Please think it over. Let's talk it over together. I want security psychologically. I find security in the belief of nationalism. I find security in God. If I don't find it in God, I find it in some theory, in some ideal, or go off abroad to the Asiatic world and find something that they have thought out for the last 3,000-4,000 years. So I'm always seeking that security. And intellectually, I see the absurdity of it, the foolishness of it, the illogicality of it. But yet, emotionally, I want to have something in me that is I can rely on. Is there something? There is something only when I realize completely that all the theories, the beliefs, the dogmas, the nationalisms are illusory. The very realization that they are false is the action of intelligence. I wonder if is that to realize something that is illusory, that's false, that has really no substance behind it. That very realization is the action of intelligence. That intelligence is the total security. I don't know, are we meeting each other? I have accepted, say, for example, suppose that I've accepted some kind of belief which has given me and my fathers, my great past generations, certain security. And I realized, their grandson, realized that what they believe, what they have put it upon me is illusory. It has no meaning. That perception itself is intelligence, and that intelligence is total security. Nobody can destroy that intelligence. That intelligence is common to all of us. It's not my intelligence or yours. It is the intelligence of perception. It's the intelligence that says these leaders, inept politicians, the gurus, all that is so nonsensical. The realization, the perception of that is the abiding intelligence, which is the everlasting security. Do we see that? Not theoretically, not as an ideal, but actually say, this is, you follow? It gives you extraordinary sense of independence, a sense of deep freedom, because that intelligence guides. It's not your will, your opinion, your values, your prejudices, but that intelligence is watching, guiding, helping. And we must distinguish, I think, between reality and truth. Could we say reality is everything that thought has created? The tent is a reality. It's created by thought. The chair on which one is sitting is created by thought. But the wood is not created by thought. Nature is not created by thought. The tree is not created by thought. Don't say who is created and go off into something mystical and God and nature and all the rest of it. We are talking about to perceive the actuality, the reality, which is the actual, and truth. So we are saying all the things that thought has created is reality. Nature is not created by thought. The tiger, if you have ever seen one in the wild, as we have on several occasions almost touched it, that's not created by thought. It's much too vast. And Thought has made the surgeon, communication, the buildings, and all those things that are in the temples. Reality is all that is a reality. Truth is not put together by thought. Truth is something free of time, thought, and something that is beyond all perception. So if we are clear on these two matters, reality and truth, then we will never get confused about these terms. And it is only intelligence that can perceive that which is eternally true. Not sacrifice, worship, prayer, all that thing. They're all done, or the instigation of thought, or the invention of thought. But truth demands compassion, love, and that with compassion and love goes intelligence. Intelligence is not separate from compassion. Compassion is not separate from love. It's all one. And without that, truth cannot possibly exist.
مرحبا أيها البشر، وإن لم تكن منهم فمرحبا بك أيضا. الهدف من القناة زيادة الوعي والإدراك لدى الجميع مجانا، وبنشر الفيديو مع أصدقائك لتنير طريقهم نحو النجاح، وبدعم قناتنا على اليوتيوب بالضغط على زر الاشتراك وزر الجرس ليصلك كل جديد.